on a Richard's team call. Put a 1 in the chat if that's you, if this is your very first time gathering with coaches. No newbies? All right. Well, we don't want to skip anybody. So, okay, let's see who has camera on ready to help me. Sherry, Miss Sherry, will you help me let people in? Can I make you a co-host? Thank you. Okay.
Rachel, we do have one new coach. I don't think she got a chance to put a 1 in.
Okay.
Brenda Harper. Dr. Brenda Harper, she's on there, and this is her first meeting.
Hi. Hello, hello. We're so happy that you're here. Wait a second. Did I meet you at the Health and Hope event at the Williams house?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the family. Yes, I remember. So glad that you're here. Wonderful. You can help us help some
We
people.
have one more.
Okay.
Tara Young is her first time on here.
Tara, I'm looking. Tara, if you are on, if you could just take yourself off mute and say hello, that way we could find you. Yeah.
Hello.
There she is. Okay, awesome. So good to see you. Thank you for joining. If you're new, a lot of the things that we talk about may or may not make sense, and that's fine. Okay, so just one of the reassurances that I like to give you is that your mentor is always providing just-in-time training. So when you need to know something, they're going to be right there with the something. Okay. So a lot of what you hear, you don't have to hold it. You don't feel like you have to hold it. Like, was I supposed to know what to do with that? Probably not. Because you have a business thread, you have mentorship. They know exactly where you're at with your development, getting those practice calls done, all the things. And so if you're new, just kind of enjoy the culture, getting to know the different people, and hearing different things so that you don't feel like you need to hold it. All right, awesome. Well, we are going to get started. Just about everybody is on, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. So Sherry, you're a co-host, so you'll have to check who's coming in because I won't be able to let them in once I go into my PowerPoint. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Did something fancy. Okay, let me get rid of that. All right, here we go. So tonight we're going to celebrate a little bit and we're going to protect the mission. Okay, so we're really going to look at what things, can you guys see me okay? Because it totally went to this really funky.
Yes, we're seeing you fine, Rachel.
Okay, it's so bizarre. My screen is doing something that I've never seen it do. So let's get back to that. That was a little scary. All right, here we go. Let me move this. That way I could still track with you guys. All right, there we go. Now I see faces. So tonight we are going to protect, to celebrate. We have just came off of April. We had April Madness. We had the FIBIC training. We had all kinds of series. So those of you that are new, you have your just-in-time training. And then occasionally we provide a series where we are looking to develop people in their mindset or in their skill sets or in their actions. So occasionally we'll have a series going on. So we're all coming out of these really awesome trainings. And this month, this team brought on over 230 clients that we welcomed into our community. We brought on over 22 coaches. And really what's amazing is we're starting to cultivate a sponsoring culture, which just means that we are not okay with just getting healthy, that we are not okay. That's really what it means. I'm not okay with that. I want other people to have what I'm experiencing. And that is why we invite people to coach, because we want them to contend long-term for their health changes. And we know that clients tend to come and go, coaches tend to stay en route. And so that's why we want to extend the sponsoring culture, okay? Tonight we have some highlights. We have a few folks that are listed here are sharing. Rank. What does rank mean? It simply means that in the coach's development, they are helping people. And every time they help 5 people or so, the company says, wow, more skills are being put out there. More boldness is being put out there. And they increase their compensation for every 5 people they help. That's just the way that our comp plan is structured. And we also get increases for training our coaches. And we have this multi-tiered comp plan. And so these benchmarks represent, like senior coach represents somebody that has helped 5 people. So 5 people, 5 families getting a blueprint for health. A manager would be 10 people. An associate director would be closer to, 10 to 12, and then so on. ED is about 15 to 17 people. So if you're still kind of figuring out the ranks and what they mean, it just means that progressively people are making an impact and they are helping more and more people. That's really what that represents. So I do want to get started with a couple of shares. I know that Adrian and Anthony are prepared to share. I have placed a 741 next to their name. And what that means is that they are starting to develop a mindset, skill sets, and actions that are truly, truly missional, meaning they're bringing on clients, they're converting them to guides, coaches, asking them to join the mission, and they are helping those that guide to become successful at guiding others. So it really is missional. And I pointed this out because they brought on 7 clients that they're helping directly, 4 coaches, and 1 new senior coach, or 1 senior coach is in their business. And so this is a really cool thing to see so early on in their business. And why it's impressive is because it inspires all of us to tend to the mission fearlessly without our ego and really just be in action. So I would love to hear a little bit from Adrian and Anthony, and then we're going to go to Kylie, just so Kylie can be ready if her mentors are on. We will go to Kylie next. She's going to share a little bit with us. And then we will also hear from both Yolanda Davis tonight and Yolanda White. And these are just 2-minute shares. If you guys can kind of keep your timer 2 to 3 minutes, because we do have a little bit of training that we're going to offer tonight as well. So I'll start with Adrian and Anthony.
Well, we're in different places, but I'm going to go real quick. First, I just want to really thank our coaches, our mentors, Patrick and Sherry Naughty, for their guidance and direction this whole time since we've come into health coaching, the whole thing. So I thank them for that. Thank them for leading by example from the very beginning, as I watched them for 2 years before I actually did this. So thank you guys, and for sharing this, because it is part of my heart. It is the mission of my heart. I want to see people get healthy, and not only just that person, but for them to affect their families. So I said in some trainings before, I've thrown caution to the wind. I've thrown excuses to the wind. I've thrown being afraid to the wind. And I'm just stepping out there and asking everyone, talking to them about it. My heart right now, I got a passion. I know there are moms out there that want to stay home. So I'm reaching out to them, and not anymore thinking about client and then coaching, but I'm thinking about coaching coaches to become clients, because they're going to be wanting to be example for their team. So that's where I am. No fear, guys. We got to do this and do it quickly. Anthony?
All right. I made a mistake when I submitted that number to you, Rachel. It's not 7, it's actually 8. We brought on 8 clients and 4 coaches and 1 frontline senior coach, and our senior coach brought on a senior coach. So our frontline senior coach is here, Fanny Fannie Whitley. I don't know if Fannie Whitley Dozier, I don't know if Larry is with her or not, but they became senior coaches, and then Tara is their senior coach. So the mission is there. People want to help other people to get healthy and to grow. And we're just fascinated. We're absolutely fascinated by what is happening, and we're absolutely thrilled to be able to help other people to get healthy. And like my wife said, I see coaches. That's what I see. It doesn't matter who it is. I see a coach. Even when they say, I don't want to coach, I still see a coach. And so it's just a matter of time. And I would say to everybody, see coaches, because when they experience this program, you can't keep it to yourself. There's none out there like this. I don't believe there's another program that can do what this program is doing. I am convinced and I am sold. And when you're convinced and sold, you're going to convince others that it is worth their weight in gold to get healthy with Optavia. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. That was awesome. I love it. So I corrected these numbers up here. What's happening is two things: multiplication and duplication. And the mission is very stunted. It is a stunted mission. If it lacks duplication and multiplication, it will only go so far. And that wasn't what Dr. A left medicine for. He didn't leave that and bet the farm on a stunted mission. So I love that. Awesome stuff, guys. Super inspiring. I'm going to tell you right now, all of you guys keep me accountable, because leading this group or not, I am still a client. I am still a coach. I am still contending. I still get comfortable, and I want to rest and relax. And then I hang out with these people and I'm like, man, I'm still playing small. So thank you guys for helping all of us to level up. Really good stuff. Kylie, are you there? We are so excited that you hit senior coach. Senior coach is a very cool thing, guys. Only 13% of all Optavia coaches hit senior coach. It means you're helping 5 people. This team has way different statistics than that, and we're very thrilled that that's true. But Kylie, would you share with us a little bit about how you were able to do that?
Sure. So I'm Kylie. My coaches are Megan and Kevin Kemmerling. They've been a huge, huge support for this whole thing. So I started my journey a little over a year ago, and I stopped for reasons. So I started back a couple months ago, and it's been amazing. I grasped all of the components of the program thanks to Megan, and I'm loving it so much so that I decided to start coaching, which I did a little over a month ago. I've got 7 clients so far that we're helping thanks to Megan and Kevin. And it's just been great coaching and engaging with people and talking, and myself just getting healthy. That my husband got a little bit jealous. So he just finished his health assessment with Kevin tonight. He's actually jumping on board with us too. It's an incredible program that was formulated perfectly, and it's awesome. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome, Kylie. So guess what, my friend? You have a coach or 2 in your midst, okay? If you have 7 clients, there is someone in your midst that needs accountability, needs fulfillment and purpose, needs healthy finances. And so that's going to be so much fun for your mentors to help you put their coaching goggles on and really be able to walk you through that process so that we can hear from your new senior coach. That's just going to be super fun. I love it. Awesome. Okay. So Yolanda Davis, are you on and able to share with us? Hitting manager means hitting senior coach 2 times, essentially, and really starting to get on the ED path, executive director path, which is so great. So I will let you share, my friend, if you don't mind.
Well, thank you, Rachel, and good evening, everyone. My coaches are Patrick and Sherry Naughty, and I would just have to ask this question: who could have planned this any better? Who could have planned that they would both be in Dallas at the same time that I had planned to host a Health and Hope event? And who could have planned that the following Monday that my friends who own a private school and have a golf tournament every year as a fundraiser, and they invited people from around the country to come and participate. Who could have planned that they would have asked me to share the Optavia opportunity with them? And my coaches were there to do that. Who could have planned that? And that the company would also extend the $90 discount incentive this whole time. So working side by side with my coaches during that Health and Hope event has really inspired me. I want to do it even more. I'm reminded to continue to do that, as you say, Rachel, to play a good game of follow the leader, and then having these building business activities have really helped me to have structure in my business and to optimize my time and my efforts. And I'm just really invested in getting to ED. I'm so invested that I invested in a scheduler to keep me organized. And I am just so thankful again for my coaches and really for the whole Richards organization, for you all giving me an opportunity to live my dream to help other people live theirs. Thank you.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. How exciting. Health and Hope events. If you're like, what the heck is she talking about? This is a simple thing of opening your home, meeting at a coffee shop, and having health and hope discussions with people that are looking for more. There's so many people that are looking for more right now. And you just being there and saying, let's grab coffee or come to my home and we'll explain it. It's how most of us leaders that have been here longer than 3 or 4 years, that's how we started our business. We were very grassroots. We got in touch with people and we just opened up spaces and places for them to connect. So that is a huge thing. Okay, so we're gonna keep going with the Yolandas, and Yolanda White is on, and she hit director. She was a breath away from executive director. And all that means is that that is not at all going to be her final resting place. We know that. It's going to also be a stepping stone. But Yolanda, you've been on April Madness. You've been on everything, and you really have been such a pleasure for Michelle Offerman and Dobby, her mentors, and I to work with. But what do you have for us? Give us some secret sauce.
Okay, can you hear me? Did I unmute? Okay. Well, I definitely have learned to get out of my own way. So I was listening to everybody before me, and I would say ditto, other than the fact that get out of our own way. Like we cannot, as coaches, we have such a gift, and I am well aware of that now, like even more so, because I saw the goals that I had wanted, and really, it truly wasn't for me. It was for my clients. It was for people out there, right? And I am seeing that I just kept moving. I mean, I think I'm in my 6th month right now. And so I just kept moving, without fully integrating my mind. I was working and integrating my clients, but I wasn't connecting completely, like knowing that I had that potential to move ahead. So once I saw the light bulb in April Madness, completed it. I did complete March Madness, and I was very close again. So April came and I just followed through the hub. I know, like you said, a lot of people aren't going to know what that means, but I followed through the daily tasks of the hub, and I have made sure that I've tried to stick to it, even when there's been some busy days. I had a grandbaby born, so that obviously took my time. But to work when we don't feel like it, or not even when we don't feel like it, to make sure. I did a check-in while I was on the elliptical today. My client wanted to, move and postpone her check-in time. And no, let's talk. We need to talk. I can do it right now. I'm on the elliptical. I can still do it. So knowing that there's stay-at-home moms that want this, you know, if I would have known this raising my children, I would have fallen in love with Optavia years ago. And so to see that there's so many out there who need us and who need this business, their health is going to override that. Their health is just going to take over, and they're going to want to help people in their own families, in their own neighborhoods, in their own lives. And so I'm signed up for convention, and I hope everybody else is, because I'm really excited about that. It'll be my first real big event with Optavia. And now my goal this month is ED. Definitely ED. And with all my check-ins, I'm making sure that, you know, I'm integrating my clients into considering themselves coaches. They're capable. They themselves have so much to give. I'm learning from them. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate, most importantly, I saved the best for last, all my mentors, my coach, who has just pushed me. She tells me what to do and I do it. You tell me what to do and I do it. But now it's like, no, I'm not holding back on any little game that's going on in my head. I'm going to go forward. So, and to help other people. So I hope all these new coaches too, just think about that, like, integrate yourself, integrate yourself early so you understand. So thank you.
Wow. Wow. We will be hearing more from Yolanda. She will be training on power hours and all kinds of things, because it's coming. And you know how I know that? Because when you start looking at your clients and thinking about their gifts and talents for the mission and not how to disqualify them from coaching, your whole business changes right then and there. You might have thought that was some small thing that you said, but you just said the thing that changes everyone's trajectory in this business. It's when you start looking at your clients and saying they have something the mission needs. At that point, you become unstoppable. So if you're not looking at your clients like that, and you're looking at them more for why they couldn't coach or shouldn't coach or don't have the time to coach or on and on and on, then that's going headlong against the mission. Okay, so that was a big clue, you guys. I had to stop and unpack that because I'm like, whoa, pretty awesome stuff. Let me share my screen once more so that we can go back to this screen. There are a couple people that we are highlighting that are not talking. We couldn't hear from everyone tonight. We would love to, but Melinda Miller on the Woods team, hit manager, really awesome. She's contending for her path and her freedom. Ronnie Stutes, hit manager. You guys have heard from him before. He's very inspiring. Cherie Ruiz, I believe she's under the weather. She hit senior coach. I remember her meeting her for one of the first times at Julie's events. And she just thought, well, I'll just help like 1 or 2 people, right? And she's on her way and just doing amazing things. Sarah Hubble on Ali and Kelly Ringeman's team, hit associate director, knocking on the door of ED. So this is really cool. And also Jamie and Matt Hurd added, I don't even remember, 13 clients, something crazy this month. So they have been in massive action, right? So we just wanted to acknowledge a few people that certainly it took a team effort. All right, moving on. I wanted to give you guys a gift tonight. The one thing that can stop us or slow us down, it could be a weed in our garden. You hear about all this potential and all this beautifulness, but there is something that there's always threats. If something's good, there's always going to be a threat that comes against it. And I want to talk about one of those threats tonight as you set up your business and your mission. So a couple announcements before I get in my zone. Register for convention. It's going to sell out. You guys, I promise you, you are not going to want to be sitting at home seeing the videos and the baseball party and all. You're just not. So just figure it out, work with your mentors, figure out how many people do I have to help to be able to have it pay for itself. They will put a plan together for you. Wednesday, Power Hour will be in my Zoom room. I'm going to be teaching you guys some soft skills. This business is chock full of soft skills and hard skills, so we take those bite by bite. And then Wednesday night, we have a brand new coaching app. that is going to simplify the steps of coaching. And it's something that we will get trained on. And it's really cool. It's buggy. We're working through the beta, but it's going to be a very cool tool for you guys to be able to use to train your new coaches and also make sure that your business is operating in structure. All right, so we're going to talk about empowerment. Empowered lives lead to empowered businesses. You guys know it's been my mission to get rid of the word overwhelm and also get rid of the word balance. Instead, we are in harmony with our goals, dreams, and priorities. You will not always be in balance. Balance is unattainable. It's a moment in time. It's fleeting. It's hard to always be in balance, and you will stress yourself out trying to be balanced, whereas you can have harmony and make sure, am I laboring or am I working my business? Because if I'm laboring, something is wrong, whether it's my structure, my mindset, right? So we really want to look at this because we want to see a lot more executive directors and beyond. And these are some of the things that can get in the way. So the first thing I want to ask you to do with me, and we're going to kind of fly through this, we'll go about 5 minutes over tonight, is do some time blocking with me. We all get 168 hours in our week. So we're talking about doing Optavia, right, in the nooks and crannies of your day. So time blocking is very important. You get 168 hours deposited into your week. That's 672 hours a month. And how many do we need to grow a healthy and thriving Optavia business and be a part of the mission? I'm going to break that down. But first, we have to time block our priorities, because Optavia should never be worked when it's not time to work it. And we can't blame our business when we're out of priority, okay? We're in charge of that, we're empowered. So how many hours do you need to sleep? I like to sleep 8 hours, 7 minimum. So I'm time blocking that. I'm protecting my sleep. I want the habit of sleep. What is yours? When do you do physical movement? How much? How often? Put that in your time block. So this is you getting a piece of paper. You probably need to screenshot this and start looking at time blocks, your spiritual time. What time for that spiritual refreshment, that do not disturb, that miracle morning? What does that look like? What about your vocation outside of Optavia? Commuting? Well, we can redeem the commute. I know I did. I used to do my check-ins on my commute, and I would do my trainings on my commute home. I worked too when I started Optavia. I did not have a full plate. I worked full time when I started this business. But I was so hungry to open new doors, you guys, that I itched and scratched to make sure that I could work this business and be a part of it. So what is your vocation taking outside of Optavia? What about family time? What time is sacred? No phones at the table, eye contact, family time. What family traditions, game nights or things, dating your children, what needs to happen there? Socially, what obligations do you have? What mental and personal development goals do you have? What books are you reading? How often outside of the life book? What about meal prep and keeping your own health on journey and making sure your own journey on track and making sure that you have time to cook nutritious meals and then take pictures of them so they turn into posts and living out loud, right? What about your marital time, date nights that are sacred, immovable, and nothing can touch them? Because this is living a conscious life. Optavia does not come against these things that equal wellness, right? That equal balance, that equal structure. So if these things are blocked out first, then we have to look at what's left. And if you are neglecting these things, please do not go into the drama triangle and blame a wonderful opportunity like Optavia for not prioritizing things that would need to be prioritized even if you didn't have a business. Okay, let's not blame this incredible vehicle. Let's use it to give us more time to do these things. Optavia has given me more time to do these things, not less. Every one of these areas of my life has improved since I've become a leader with Optavia. It is not my blaming source for not being able to do those things, okay? So I'm a little unplugged with that because I hear it often. And I want to make sure that we are operating in logic and in care and good stewardship for the mission and for our families. An ED business takes about 10 hours a week. It does. I kind of broke it down, right? An ED business is about $34,000 a year salary. That works out to be about $70 an hour. And it's home-based with no inventory and no startup costs and no risk at all, right? So where else can you do that? It's about 28 hours a month if you were to be very diligent about your structure and not work your business in other priority zones that have already been blocked for those things. So how does that look? Well, Monday nights we're on calls for quite a bit, aren't we? About an hour and a half of our client call and our coaching call. So plan accordingly. I eat my dinner either before or after. I do not plan anything during team calls. My family's well communicated on this. They're very supportive and they know that's when mom is getting fed so she can go feed other people. And just like if I was in a school or a class or a master's program, it's the same in my mind. It is the same. So plan accordingly because that is your training time. 1 hour of personal development, 5 minutes a day in your life book, leading the way, books like the 12 shifts. That depends by person, but it's about an hour of personal development to really grow in to a leader of leaders, right? But you could even take that down a little bit. 30 minutes of starting conversations 6 days a week. That's about 3 hours a week of business building activities in the hub or Elevate or wherever you are in your business rhythm with your mentor. Attending power hours or a playback that the mentor says, based off your questions, this is a training I think you should listen to. About a half an hour of those a week. Health assessments, 2 to 3 a week, right? Making sure that you're getting in that rhythm of doing 2 to 3 health assessments a week. And those take about a half an hour each. Signups, integration efforts, welcoming into Nourished, giving a little recipe in Nourished, all those things, about 30 minutes a week. Client check-ins, are they structured? Or are they starting to become this thing that if your client wanted to coach with you, they would be like, I don't have the time that you have because you're spending too long on check-ins. Personality-driven coaching that isn't coming out of our systems. Map prep, mentor time, once a month. That's not every week, but you want to touch your map weekly and work off of it. Night before calls, several of those a week potentially. Hanging out in your community, going to meet people, putting little coffee meetups together. Coach Explores, hopefully once a week. So this is me kind of outlining what it took me to go to ED and how that really pays off, right? So we work the plan and we plan the work and then we work the plan. What are your business hours? If you're having a hard time with time management and time blocking, what needs delegation? I know for me, Instacart was life because I was spending too long at the grocery store, Costco, CVS, all of that done. That had to come right back in my business. I needed about 3 to 5 more hours a week. And it has paid off huge, you guys. I am not sad about the service fees or the tips or anything like that, because if I showed you my back office, you would say that was a good investment, okay? So we have to delegate sometimes. What needs deletion? Deletion for me. I remember the day my mentor said, are you gonna keep teaching spin? Are you gonna keep coaching cross country? Are you gonna keep coaching track and field? Are you willing to give up anything to really grow your business in this season and get serious about your goals and helping people? I deleted those things one by one by one, because when I prayed about it, I said, oh, this is so hard. I'm going to miss those kids so much. That's part of my ministry. And God said, where are you making the most impact? And it was right here where I'm sitting right now. So I had to protect that. What systems need to happen? What automation? Someone said, I got a scheduling app tonight. Beautiful. You just invested in your business. You're automating something. It's going to give you more time for your priorities and for your business. What word needs to end? Overwhelm, whatever self-talk that isn't positive or it's very disempowering. There's certain words that need to go away in your business. I know we've talked about ending the word salesy because we've all agreed we don't sell and we never will. Overwhelm, another good word to get rid of, and really start thinking about how you talk about your business and what your subconscious brain is receiving. What are you overthinking that's simple? I asked a coach this week, do a go live. Just get on and do a go live and talk from your heart. And this person, I love them to death, but they haven't done it and they're overthinking it. Wildly so, right? So are you doing things like that where your mentor's like, this should take you 3 minutes. Go do that. Follow the leader. So what are you overthinking that is simple and takes minutes to do? And no, you're not going to do it perfectly. So these are some things that I really wanted to get out there and share with you guys. Was that helpful? Do you guys see any of this in the teams you lead or in yourself where you're like, yeah, I need to get back to my priorities and only work in my time blocks that make sense for my family and not be checking threads all throughout that time and things like that. So someone said, so helpful, good. Did anything I said like a little too spicy or too direct? Do you guys understand my heart that I want you to have it all? Like, I want you to have a really thriving life where your family is really loving that you're doing Optavia and not resentful of it because they're seeing the priorities are still there and they're getting better. And you guys, Tim and I, we messed it all up. So if you think I just woke up and just had all this insight, no, we had adult children angry at us. We had stress in our marriage. We had teams feeling a certain way. So it was through failure that we realized like this has to be taught early and often because this mission is too beautiful. It's too powerful to let time get it, right? So we love you guys. I really want to give you this. Who's committed to doing a little time blocking? Before you meet with your mentor, I'm just going to encourage you to put those priorities back in place and give your business hours to your mentor and then let them mentor your map. But if the business hours are just, endless, we just work all the time, right? Then you're going to have some heartburn when it comes to accomplishing your goals. And you're going to have a hard time figuring out when you're working and when you're resting and when you're playing and when you're all the things. So thank you guys for allowing us to coach that tonight. For our new coaches, you're like, what do you mean? Just set up business hours, because this way your mentors can help you be so productive in the nooks and crannies of your day. And they'll start teaching you how to do high impact work and never busy work. We don't have to do busy work at Optavia because the program stands on its own 2 feet. So have a great night, everyone. I hope this was helpful and we will see you soon. Congratulations to all the people that hit new goals. You're truly inspiring us.